Welcome to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling. You are about to discover impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you, so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Be sure you visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now tune in, get ready, and enjoy the journey of emerging as a leader of exception in the 21st century.
Welcome, everyone, to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Vicki Noethling, coming to you from Roswell, Georgia. The goal of this podcast is to bring topics and guests that will empower you to become that confident leader and take your business and your life to the next level. Today, I am very pleased to have with me Audrey Arbe. And let me tell you about Audrey. Audrey is an ever-evolving being who is astounded to be healthy, well active in her 8th decade. An artist, she now paints frequency stones, or now I'm going to get this name wrong probably. You'll correct me. Is it piedras precosas? How do you say that?
That's the Spanish because I'm in Costa Rica. It's piedras preciosas.
Piedras preciosas.
That's it.
So both of those
Precious
help
rocks.
ground. Precious. There you go. Precious rocks. All right. So both of them help ground the recipient as well as up level their vibration. We know we all have energy, right? So she knows that her online course inspires and spur transformation in the participants, starting with Morph, MORPH, into the magic of self, SS, and she'll talk about these things, love, and S, soul, essence, I got it. S, soul, essence, self, and the S dash ego, personality, self, to ISM, freedom, be free of the causes and effect of racism, sexism, and other isms. Audrey knows we are magnificent beings with unlimited potential, and we're going to talk about transformation. So please join me in welcoming my guest, Audrey Arbe. Audrey.
Hi, everybody.
This is going to be a
Vicki,
fun conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it beyond words. And yes, folks, we are unlimited beings. I did not know that when I was much younger. I walked around with I'm not going to say every kind of insecurity, but plenty.
Yeah.
And the biggest faulty thought pattern that most people have, maybe still, but for years, was not good enough.
Yeah.
Someone thinking they're not good enough. Okay, you are. Everyone is good enough. It's about awakening that, feeling it, thinking that, allowing it. And it's kind of, I don't even know if I want to say evolving into it, because it's in here. Taking a course if you need to. Take my courses, take Vicki's courses, take them, okay? Because even though we all have that within us, just like an infant has it, you can't say to an infant, now go and do this. It's an infant, okay?
Yeah.
It has to grow into what it is. But yeah. And
So,
did you say
before we get deeper into this, let's just ask my two first easy questions, which is tell everyone where you are privileged to be able to live today. Where do you call home?
I do consider myself really lucky and blessed. Right now, I am living in Costa Rica, which means rich coast, okay, Costa Rica. And I'm on the African Caribbean side, or Caribbean African side, because that's the side straight up front in Costa Rica, which has more people of many different colorations. And that is my choice in how I live. And it has been for many, many, many years.
Awesome.
And I live in...
Where'd you come from originally? I
was born in New
York. What part of New York?
Brooklyn. I was born
Of
in East
course,
New York,
I was just
Brooklyn.
gonna
Do you
say
know it? I
you.
was born in East New York, Brooklyn.
My
I
daughter
was.
did an internship and she lived in Brooklyn. She was in a fashion house for a year or so.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
she lived in Brooklyn and Flatbush.
Okay, so that was sort of near. The family moved when I was just after I turned 8. My birthday's in July. I'm a Cancerian. I'm not a Leo. Okay, in
Hmm.
Vedic and in Western astrology. But the family moved soon after I turned 8. So it was either July or August because that was my birthday. So I didn't know all those sections. I was a kid, but they're fairly close because I was in an
Hmm.
area called East New York. Some
Yeah.
people are afraid of it. I'll be very careful. I'm going to say this. I'm someone who speaks the truth as closely as I can. So don't read into anything I'm saying. Simply hear it without any attachment to what you think it may mean. But there are many people of my complexion, of Vicky's complexion, white people, that get afraid of some of
Hmm.
these areas because sometimes people with darker complexions, they live there. I am in Puerto Viejo. I am in the Caribbean African coast because I like people of many different complexions.
Yeah.
I chose it. That is why I am there.
Diversity is the really flavor of life. It is.
Yeah, I
I
made a
love it.
biracial daughter with my former spouse.
Awesome. Awesome. So please talk about your journey. You just touched a little bit. We we like to ask this question always because I love for people to understand and as we said in the beginning, this is the eighth time around the sun for you. So talk to us about the things that you learned,
Okay,
the lessons you've had that have changed the path that has really put you to where you are today.
okay. So, okay, so about the eighth term, I am, as I sit here in front of you and you look at me, I am in years and whatnot on the earth, 82 and a half years plus. Okay, my birthday is July. Okay, so go figure. I don't know when more or less. And I never, when I was a kid, ever thought a person could have energy and vitality and
Yes.
I like to dance and I can.
Uh,
Okay. And I'm learning Costa Rican rhythm because I do New
mm,
York soul. I do that. Okay. Costa Rican rhythm is a little different. And it's all up to the person
mm,
depending on your mentality and how you take care of yourself. And taking care of yourself, that's for everyone. How you think,
mm,
your lifestyle. I'm a long time vegetarian, mostly raw vegan now, and that's for at least 20, 25 years. I've been vegetarian now. Don't panic. Remember, I'm in my 8th decade, so I throw these numbers out like they're nothing, and then I get amazed. I've been vegetarian for over 51 years. It was not popular then. It is now. That whole thing has changed. I've been through
mm,
that whole journey. Um, and I saw early on by certain things that occurred with my family and other people, it was obvious to me that there was issues with race. Do I like that? Frankly, no. Where's my voter? I do not. Okay, because whether people know it or not, we are all one family. Are we different? Yes. Are the
mm,
races different? Frankly, they are. And I am so thrilled with that. Do we all get along? Yes, we can. I have friends of many different backgrounds and colorations. I am so pleased with that. Okay. And when people don't, they narrow themselves and can get
mm.
into their own issues. Excuse me, I'm going to drink some water and I didn't bring my glass, so I'm doing it this way. I apologize.
No worries. Drink away. That just shows you're a hiker, which is also good
I
for.
do. I walk a lot.
Uh-huh. There you
I
go.
walk a lot. Okay. And so part of my journey was when I saw certain things, I'm not mentioning names because that's just inappropriate for me. And I realized, because I can feel stuff. When
Mm,
people ask me, how did I become what I am? I am born what I am. I didn't become a mystic intuitive. I am that. The way that I think is the way I've always thought, except now even more. And I have a lot more language because I would poke around at what is this quantum realm business? How in the world does that work? So I look at that. I listen to podcasts, not all of them, but some from beings. Now, remember, you've got a psychic here, okay? So, but I listen to podcasts from beings who identify themselves as first time experts, first encounter experts. I learned stuff. I finally grasped what it means that all of time happens at the same time. I couldn't quite get that. And even though I don't even know who I should mention, even though a being named Bashar has said that it's because it's like on a television, there's all these different channels, but you tune into one. And I can understand that because I'm smart. Okay. And you're allowed to say you're smart, ladies. You're allowed
Yes,
to
you
say
are.
you're talented. You're allowed to say you're creative. You're allowed to say you're powerful. You're allowed to say you're vulnerable. You're allowed to be all of these. I am all of these, by the way. And so when he said that, I could understand it. And it was only yesterday, that I really got it. It's like if you want to change and be in another like timeline, like I'm fascinated with the past. I am fascinated with
Yes,
this
yeah.
thing, Gadepi, how do you say that? That place in Turkey that is, I think it's over 10,000 years of age. It's like, we would have to, I don't know how to do this yet. Okay, so don't ask, do I know how to do this? Not yet. We'd have to change our frequency and our vibration to go from our timeline here to another timeline, which could be way in the past, could be in the future, could be in another area. Do I know how to do that? Not yet. Will I learn? Maybe. It's enough to deal with this, but I just really got what that meant. So I can answer questions on that later, but that's not what this is about. So how did I evolve? I feel things. I'm a sensitive. And I pay attention to it because I can't not pay attention because it's so strong and powerful within me. It isn't like I could go like this because it doesn't work that way. I learned when I was a kid, if I didn't deal with feelings, I had horrible stomach aches. I don't like horrible stomach aches. They hurt. So I learned very early on that I had to deal with them. And there's no such thing as I'll just ignore them. Doesn't work for me. And I'll tell you now, it won't work for you. Okay. You may think so. No. Okay. That's called denial. And so I grew. I attempted to be quote unquote like other people because I am a person, but I don't think like other people. I never have.
No.
I think like I can see and feel things. How do you ignore that? When we were studying certain wars in school, I forget if I was in middle school, which we called junior high then, or if I was in high school, but we were studying some war, and all of a sudden I'm seeing the battle. And I'm feeling it. I don't want to go there because I don't want to feel it. And I'm practically crying in class. And I'm wondering, how do people just talk this like it's nothing? And I am practically to a degree in the battle. So when you're made like that, that's why, and that's what it means I'm an empath. And it's not always that strong, or I don't think I could survive on the earth at this time, just so you know. So I lift my frequency. And I do it regularly with breathing attunements. And if you give me, I could even do it in 5 minutes, better 10, but 5. The lifting process that I learned from Patricia Hayes, who is different than Louise Hay, not the same person. Okay. Patricia Hayes. And
so what is the 5 minutes breathing that you do?
I do the lifting process every single day. I take more than 5 minutes usually.
Yeah.
I'm not on a project.
So let's talk about how you help people recover from, and as you said, you know, we have a very, very ever evolving high frequency intense world right now. So people have to have had disappointment, especially post-pandemic. So anger, sadness, trauma. How do you help people recover from all of those things?
Okay, so first, I'm a psychic. If people don't like that word, don't use that word. Doesn't matter the word. Call it a clairvoyant, call it a sensitive, call it whatever you want to call it. Call it a person who can sense and feel stuff. Whatever
Yeah.
makes you comfortable, because the label is unimportant to me. Really, it's just a net
Mhm.
label. So if they want a reading, and by the way, I can do readings anywhere. You don't have to be here. I can do energy healings anywhere. Okay. They get sent through the universe, and we're all
Mhm.
part of the universe. We're not separate
Right.
from it. So I'll tune in so I can see what in the
Mm.
heck is going on with them. Where do they really need help? Okay, because
Yeah.
some people might think it's this, but there's
Yeah,
really
and
this
it's
underneath that they have never dealt with.
and
And if they don't
suppressed.
deal with, and they can be, quote, afraid of it, or they think they're going to
Yeah.
die, or they think they'll find something disgusting about themselves. Okay, whatever we find out about ourselves, it's not disgusting. It's something you lived through, you thought. And the guides gave me, when did they give me this? Whenever it was, years ago, something I call GKP, genetic karmic patterning. And that is simply explained. When a baby is born, cute as it is, it's not this empty little thing. It's not. We, all of us, in one way, shape, form, or another, also inherit possible tendencies, even belief systems, even a way we might speak our language, the way we phrase things. It's not just because you live in a household, it's all of that. If, and again, remember who you've got here, and in quote unquote past lives, which are not exactly that, but let me just use that language to give as though we actually live sequentially. Um, if we've been beings that are other than human, and we
Dogs,
have,
cats. Mm.
okay, beings from wherever, beings from other
Mhm.
planets, beings from other frequencies. Many of us have been, and don't, okay, and this is not against anyone's religion. Even certain people in other religions or whatever religion go, oh, we are open to everything because God made everything. And whatever you may think God is, which is different than what I probably think it all is, we are all part of that, all of us. So when I do and look and I see they may have a tendency to ABC, and if they haven't dealt with whatever that ABC might be, it's going to affect everything they do,
Mm.
everything. So I look at that and I talk to them, and then I will ask them, because I have to get permission, do they want some kind of healing for it or about it? Now, we all have the capacity to do what I'm going to describe. I may have a stronger capacity than some people. It's one of my gifts. That doesn't mean others don't have it. And so I'll lift my frequency, which I do through the lifting process mainly, and I will call on the energy. I feel it come through me. I love it. I can't even tell you how much I love it. I love it. And I send it out. I use my hands because I can do this, but you can send it from your heart. But I like this. And I work with a client. If they're live in front of me, my eyes are closed. I'm not looking at them. And I just had a client yesterday. She was lying down, and I'm doing what I'm doing. I might be guided, pull this energy, send it to the universe, do this, add that, I just do it. If
Uh,
you ask me, how do I know? I don't know how to tell you, how do I know? How do I tell you how my hair curls? My hair curls. I am born with curly hair. Can I explain how it does that? No, it does.
it
Okay.
just does.
Okay, that's what I have. Can I explain that I'm 4'10", which I find amazing? I'm 4'10" now, and a smidge. I used to be 5 foot and half an inch. Now I'm four
Yeah,
foot
like my
10.
mom,
Okay.
shrink.
And
My
so
mom's
now
like
if
four
some,
foot six.
oh my God, so if someone says to me, you're little, I can't say I'm not. At 5 foot half an inch, I thought I was tall because I was taller than my mother and my sister. Even to me, yeah, under 5 feet, I think I'm probably little because I look like this when I'm talking to most people.
You
And
would to
so,
me.
how
I'm
tall are you?
5'9". Five
Yes,
nine.
I would.
So,
Yeah, yeah. And my daughter's 5'6", and I'm, like that.
mhm.
And so that's part of what I do.
Yeah.
Can I teach it? I can teach it to a degree. I don't know how to tell you how to have my gifts. I can teach you how to enhance your gifts. And that's what you want to know. You don't want my gifts, you want your
Mhm.
gifts. And all the new beings being born now pretty much have gifts that are going to be appropriate for the world they're going to be living in, which is different than the world I was born into. I was born, just to give you a sense, people, on the eve of World War II.
Wow.
Is literally when I was born. I was born in 1942. I
Wow.
forget if Pearl Harbor was 41. I wasn't around, but I mean, I've read history. Okay, I had to study it. And that whole energy was there.
Yeah.
And when you're born, you breathe in the energy of whatever's going on the planet at that time.
Mm.
That's what kind of part of what acclimates.
Mhm.
So what I do with people is I will read them so I know what it is I'm dealing with, because they could tell me this, but it's really meh, and they may not know, because a lot of
Yeah.
people go into denial and a lot of people are afraid of what they may see. They judge it, all this kind of stuff. You don't need to do any of that. It's a waste of your time. Okay. We're all, however your language is, we're all made of source stuff, whether you call it goddess, God, Oshun, Yamanja, oh God, the words are not quite coming. Yeshua, I don't use the term Jesus. I say Yeshua because as far as I know, that was his real name. And Jesus was not actually his name. And I'm not going to go into what other people say that might mean, but his name, insofar as I know, was Yeshua. So that's how I call him. That's what his mom probably called him. I don't know for sure. I'd have to literally go back and see. And am I going to do that? I haven't yet.
No.
Okay. And it's not on my list, my to-do list, but that's some of what I do. And can you
Mm.
get all of this healed in one session? Depending on what's going on with the person,
Mm.
unlikely, because there's a lot to clear. And then after the moving and clearing stuff with the person, then there needs to be the after experience. How do they
Mm.
feel? What's going on? And everybody will ask me, just about everyone, what did I see? What did I do? And so I have to discuss that with them because it's their life.
Mm.
So if I say I saw XYZ and they like, wow, and I energetically, not me, I took, removed whatever it was. I mean, I've worked with clients, call it shamanistic, call it what you want. There's all kind of adjectives where I was removing swords and things from them. I was removing anger, hatred, just okay.
Mm.
And then you have to heal it. You have to close it energetically. And then I call it, I let them float. Okay, that's my language. And then I let them float in their own energy. I go in another room. And if I'm doing it remotely, I make a little them and like a sort of avatar. And I work
Wow.
with that, like right here in front of me. And then I let it be. I will go in another room. So that avatar thing, energetic frequency, whatever, can be
Mm.
in its own space without my space being there. And then I
Oh.
let it be, then I come back. I do. And then move on, and then we talk. And if I'm doing it, I use the phone. I am still someone who uses the phone, okay, or whatever. And some of them might go to sleep because they just go out because the energy is extremely healing
Wow.
and relaxing. I let them know if you do, it's okay. You're still going to get the energy. But then when the guides say, and that's what I listen to, by the way, I don't watch a clock. I can't because I'm doing, okay?
Mm.
When the guides say, complete it, then I do my, whatever the completion is for them. I don't go, okay, you're done.
Do you give them a call to action or steps that they
Yes,
need to take?
yes. Okay, so I energetically complete it, close, blah, 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 blah. And then I will, depending on what it was, um, sometimes it's as simple as you need more rest and make sure you're getting sleep. And some people don't want to get sleep. Okay, they want, okay. And sometimes that's it. Sometimes it's look at this, and I'll have them look at whatever it is that I'm being shown they need to look at. Check what that has affected you, and I am here. People can reach me. I have a US SIM card on my phone. I pay a lot of money for that. Okay, so anybody in the United States can reach me here in Costa Rica, and it is a free call for them. People in Europe and all that, it's different. I have a US SIM card. I don't have a universal SIM card. I don't even know if it exists, but I'm on WhatsApp. And
Oh, yeah,
that,
and
as
you can
far as
talk
I
through
know,
WhatsApp.
that's free from wherever. Does it
Right,
always reach
right.
me? No, the recording will sometimes tell me that that number doesn't exist. And I'm not the techiest person. I can do like little techie, but like mega tech,
No.
I'm not the mega tech. But that's part of what I do. And I do
So,
give homework.
when we
And
talk about transformation, you laugh, you dance, you bend, you have this open heart, you can tell.
I do.
How, if someone decides that they need to do something different, to transform their lives,
Okay.
what are some of the simple steps that you would have them take? Is it
Oh,
first just
okay.
meeting with you or?
Okay. So that rings. Somebody I know asked me years back, I was starting to write my seminars, and she asked me, what's the first thing that a person needs to do if they're on the path of transformation? The very first thing is you have to love yourself.
Yeah.
And when I was doing live groups, which I'm right now, I'm not. Okay, I will if people, but right now that. So, and I would ask, how many people here love themselves? The hands would go up. And then I would say, how many here love your body? And some of them came down. How many love what you're doing? How many love, and that kind of stuff. So you have to love yourself, including your body. Is your body perfect? It's perfect as it is, okay? Does my body look exactly the way I would like it to? I am 82, okay? And change. Did it used to look different? Yes. Do I take care of this? I do. I jump on my rebounder. I do yoga, okay, through through an online. I do it actually on my quote unquote veranda and all that. But some of the steps you want to transform, love yourself. If you don't know how, quite frankly, take my morph course. And it's called Morph into the Magic of Self-Love. And the way I spell self is capital S, little s, ELF. The capital S is soul, essence, self, which is what we are. The little s is ego, personality, self, which is what our journey as a human is. It is not our fullness. People are now saying we're living in a holographic universe and that this is not the real thing. So call it what you want, but it is real for the third dimensional us, the spiritual essence us. This is not. And my real experience of this, and if I cry, it's okay. These are tears of like amazement. When I was birthing my daughter, I had a near-death experience.
Oh, wow.
And I literally, this is the most, I don't recommend you go off and have one, by the way, that's not what I'm saying. But I had an NDE, near-death experience, and I got to speak with the shiny light beings. And there's no way I would know how to make any of this up. I hadn't even heard of this at the time. This is over 40 years ago.
Wow.
And they literally, you know how we have a face? Shiny light. Okay. And the most loving energy the most beautiful, I, who am a woman with words. See, I don't have words. It's so amazing. It's
Wow.
so fantastic that whenever I even get close to tuning into it, this is what happens to me. Because that's what, and this is not sad. This is like, oh, wow,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
is what that is. So I know, I don't just think, I know that there are, I'm going to call it frequencies beyond this,
Mm-hmm.
because I touched it. And I remember they gave me a choice to live or die. I'm not going to go into
Yeah, I
that
was
whole
just
thing.
gonna say, what gave you that guidance that
Okay.
you had more to do?
I was birthing my daughter. I was 38. I was born under the sun sign of Cancer. And most people who are Cancerian really have a strong mothering instinct. I do. And I needed like Libras want partnership. I would like that, but I needed to fulfill my inner being to have a child. And my first pregnancy ended up in a miscarriage. That was really difficult for me.
Amen.
And okay. And I know it was a boy. And
Me
because I
too.
know,
Me
okay.
too.
And this pregnancy I knew was a girl because I know. And she is, okay. She's an extraordinary woman. And so the guides, shiny light beings, and one of them who I seemed to know more, it was almost like, hey, how are you? Okay. Haven't seen you in a bit. That's how it felt.
Mm.
And they recommended that I die and go through that doorway over there. And I said no. And I'm a very passionate person. And there was no way I was going to walk through that door.
Mm-hmm.
And these are my tears. I was going to have that baby no matter what, no matter what. And so when they said I could walk through that door, I stamped my foot, not the foot of the Audrey that was in the emergency, whatever it was, while they're giving me stuff like this, because then it was an emergency C-section and all that. I said, no, I'm going to live. And I
Mm-hmm.
was very insistent. And then they told me lovingly, none of this was a threat. And all of this is love and beauty and amazing and the colors. Ah, and I'm an artist and I love color. I'll show you the rocks. Okay. But this was beyond. So they told me if I chose to live and have my daughter, which I did, I was going to do it alone. It was going to be difficult. And I would have to take off my rose-colored glasses, which is an expression that means I had to see life clearly and not add cute and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I have done it alone. I was with my ex. We split up. 2 years later, he died when my daughter was 7. And
Wow.
so I have done it alone. You could say, do you have a mate? No, and I'm amazing. No, okay. And has it been difficult?
Yeah.
It's had its moments. That's all I'm going to say about it. Have I taken off my rose-colored glasses? Yes.
Mm.
Am I pleased that I've done this? Yes. Is it always easy?
No.
No. But I am so pleased that I have my daughter, no matter what she and I may sometimes go through, and that I have my amazing grandbabies. They're not babies. Okay, well, the youngest is now 8. Okay, and
Wow.
the oldest is 16. Okay, and there were 6 of them, and
Oh.
so and all of that kind of thing. But yeah. So that
Yeah.
was part of the NDE near-death experience. So I
Wow.
will tell you, people, don't be afraid of death. I'm not saying run after it. Enjoy your time on earth. It's extraordinary to be here. And literally, literally, I've been saying for years, create the life you choose to live, no matter
That's
what
right.
it may take. Create it. Look at your
Yeah.
belief systems. Look at how you think. Look at how what clothes you wear. Look at whatever that is, and transform it bit by bit by bit, whatever it is for you, into what you want and you desire, what's in your heart, and how it moves you forward, and allow yourself to grow. Are you going to be identical now to how you may be in 10 years? No,
Mhm.
not just our bodies may change. Your mentality
That's
will
right.
hopefully grow and evolve. When I said I like colors, this is a frequency stone. These are actual rocks that I pick them up when they sort of vibe at me. I meditate, I lift my frequency. They live in the house that this healer lives in. Okay, I'm a long time, mostly raw vegan. Um, this is a bigger one. Look at how cute.
All the colors. Yeah.
This is the other side. They're different. They
Do the
have
colors
crystals
mean
on them.
anything to you? To the different
I
colors?
I vibe to different. This is a little one. Anyone can get a little one. They are very inexpensive, and mailing them, they have to be mailed. I can't fly with them. They won't allow them out of the country, and you can't go into any other country with a rock, a plant, a twig, nothing. Okay, but I'm allowed to mail them. So I do. I ship them. And the colors, I get a vibe on what colors. I happen to like personally, I like a lot of the purples and fuchsia and gold. I'm in Costa Rica. We've got trees and everything.
Hmm.
So I am big, and I'm in the African Caribbean coast. And I've been to several countries in Africa. I've been to several Caribbean countries. I hang out with different people for many years. Remember, I'm not a kid. Okay, 4'10" and change. I'm a grown-up adult woman. And I have done a few things. So I love the greens. I may do greens, yellows, and reds, and then put other stuff in. I'll get a vibe that needs this. And so I just follow the intuition.
Mm.
I follow the
Your
energy.
gut. Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. And I put gemstones on them, and you can program gemstones. Everything in this house is programmed for wellness, peace, prosperity, and then whatever else I may have put in that. And so
Wow.
whenever somebody purchases or gets their own frequency stone, I can teach them how to program the crystals, even the itty bitty ones. Look, crystal. Can you see it? I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can
Crystal.
see it. Hmm.
Okay. It's not hard to program them.
Awesome. Well,
And
it's time now for us to
oh,
share
wow.
your contact information. Time has flown by.
Wow.
So many great things shared today. I want to be able to share your slide that has your contact information if people want to know how to get in touch with Audrey, to see what she has on her website, to be able to get those frequency stones or her books. You'll see that all on the slide that's coming up. If you're just listening, you can get it on my YouTube channel. You can get it at Vicki Noethling. So please do subscribe, as well as my findyourleadershipconfidence.com. All right, so the slide shows us that the website is her name, Audrey Now. That's
Mhm.
Audrye. So Audrye dot, and then now. So capital A, capital N. Facebook is her name. You can see her on Facebook Live. She does Moving Forward with Audrey Now. And
Now it's
then,
YouTube.
and she has, as well as YouTube, at Audrey Now. You can check her out on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. But we're going to turn it over to Audrey to talk to you about what she has out there on her Facebook, as well as a little bit about each of the books that she has that you see on this slide here.
Thank you. Shall I speak now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I was sitting down to write books, which scared me, but I'm a writer. It's in my soul. Okay. So, I mean, when I was doing so, I was part of learning the healing things. I was part of the Sacred Scribes, Sacred Society of the Scribes.
Mm.
And I'd completely forgotten that until now. That's part of the guidance. So everything kind of works together. So my first book was The Mother's Manual, and that's the biggest book, okay? And because I thought that's where it starts. It starts in the home. And I wanted to help everyone who's choosing to be a mother or who became a mom, quote unquote, inadvertently. Oops, I'm pregnant. Okay, that kind of thing, to get some guidance. And if you're going to ask, am I a perfect mother? No, no, I'm a good mom. Perfect? What does that mean anyway? Okay, that's
right.
anybody else's the way you look at it. So that's kind of even sort of a little funny. And everybody will give a different opinion. And so that book is a really big book. So I made it into 22 smaller books. Why 22? That is the master manifestor number. And it is my birth number. So I am meant to do that. Oh yeah, July 17th, 1942 is a 22. And yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's inborn. And the next book was either What If? This is What If. These are some of the pictures.
Nice.
And these pictures came from when I was kind of sort of doodling around, and I had this book with paper from the Lokta tree, Lokta, like the Lokta bush, which grows around Nepal. And I use that paper because it's more ecological. It grows faster than a tree. And I'm this very ecological woman, just so you know. This book is printed on 100% post-consumer recycled paper. We got an award. Ta-da!
Yeah,
And
awesome.
all of that. So it costs a little more than the other, but we saved 8 trees in our first printing. Now it's all online. I have a few of these left, okay, and the rest are online. So the second book, and this, I thought only kids would like this. No, surprise, surprise, surprise. Adults, teens, seniors, it's coloring. And when you're coloring and you don't have to stay on the line, yeah, you grow, you change, you float, your creativity opens, you can play with it, you could make it whatever you want, it's yours, and all of that. So the next book was Vim, Vigor, Vitality, Vegan. And I mean, I love being vegan. I adore it. It took a while to transition, okay? Because I was someone who, when I ate meat, I crunched the bones, just so we get that. I was into it. And then one day we were eating and I look at the food and I was a teenager and I said, oh my God, I'm eating an animal. And I couldn't do it. That lasted 2 days. And then I became fully vegetarian. I was 31. And then bit by bit by bit by bit, I became vegan and mostly raw vegan. And just recently, and I did not want to do this, I have here an herbalist who's also a medical doctor, and he has a way of testing, which is not, he tests the body with, I forget what muscle testing, okay? And he saw that at this point in time, I actually needed to eat 1 egg a week and a small piece of fish or meat once a month. I said, I'm not going to do that. And he saw it, and 2 other people who are other healers, I asked them independently, and they said, you actually need it now. So I haven't yet done the fish. I'm not up to that. But I did have 2 eggs last week, and I had 2 eggs this week. I blessed them. And that's it, because I'm only 82, only 82. We can live way longer than that.
Yeah,
Do not
that's
program
right.
yourself. You're old. I am not old. Do I look
My
different
dad
than I
just
did?
turned 90, so.
Good. Yeah, we can live way longer. Don't buy into that. Oh, you're old. You're old if you make yourself old. You
That's
don't
right.
have to be old. That's just no. The guides told me years ago. I didn't even want to say it because I got tired of being called woo-woo. But they told me that's not a good thing to call me, by the way, because I'll laugh. Okay, it just shows me that you don't understand. That's what it shows me.
Yes.
And then I don't want
Mhm.
to be judgmental, so I release that also because yeah,
That's right.
okay. But they told me years ago, we as humans have the capacity under various circumstances to live 2,000 years.
Wow.
Now, you're going to ask me, can I prove that? No. Anywhere I can prove, how do I have curly hair? I'm born this way. And
That's right.
so Greg Braden is on a 200-year plan. So I decided, me too. And then I told the
Mm.
guides, it could be 2,000, whatever it is I'm here for, healthfully, healthfully.
That's
So,
right.
so that other book was Vim, Vigor, Vitality, Vegan. And they said the other, and my fourth book, near and dear to my heart, is called, okay, what did I call that book? Raising Race
Race
Consciousness,
conscious. Hmm.
Healing Racism, Sexism, and Other Isms, because none of us need this.
Yeah.
If any particular group thinks by virtue of either its religion, its complexion, where it's born, what money they have or don't have, that they're automatically superior or inferior to somebody that has a different complexion or hair or whatever it is, that is a faulty belief system. It's untrue. It is ego-based and usually fear-based and comes from many. I'm not going to get into how we got created. I'm not going to do any of that right now. This is not quite the time and place. But most people, in my personal opinion, do not really know what we are or
Mm.
what we can become. And
Mm.
am I allowed to say this? Okay, so I'm going to say this in a certain way. Given certain people on the planet at the moment who may think that they are in charge, and some of the fear-based barfy stuff that they may say or do, don't listen to it.
Mm.
If people yell at you, run, run, they are usually out of control. They are usually insecure. When someone is truly secure and they have a foundation inside of real spirituality, not religion, a lot of that is conditioning, okay, but real connection. And we know that we're all part of the source stuff, whatever you want to call it. You can call it anything, okay, whatever that might be. You don't have to yell and scream. You just be it.
Well, time has really gone by, but thank you for being an awesome guest, sharing all of your stories, your history, your insights. It's been awesome having you as a guest.
Thank you, Vicki. It's been a pleasure. I am truly
So
appreciative. Thanks, folks. You can reach me
that's right.
easily.
Just visit her website. As always, I remind everyone that life is a journey, and it's up to you to enjoy the ride. This is Vicki Noethling, signing off.
Thank you for tuning into the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling, where we share impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Remember to visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast.